Millions of Americans are likely going to be impacted because of the bird flu outbreak that is still going on. We are now hearing that more and more states are reporting cases, but here's the crazy part. It is now turning into a bigger event, a bigger issue, because according to experts, they say that the longer this drags on, the easier it will be to mutate, and then they will have no cure. So I want to break down what's going on at this time, especially as we are just 1 month away from Thanksgiving, which means people are going to be eating turkey and chicken. So we are going to see a lot more issues regarding poultry very soon, but what's probably going to impact you are the prices. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So yes, bird flu cases are starting to rise. Look at this. It says bird flu cases in people quietly tick up, with dozens reported across 6 states. It says 4 cases in Washington farm workers are the latest in a drumbeat of human infections across the U.S. as the virus continues to spread among farm animals. Now, before, the only thing that we were worried about was bird flu was impacting other poultry. It was going from bird to bird. Now it's impacting cattle. And the other thing it's impacting are people. Now I want to read a little bit of this article because, again, it's very important. It says 4 new presumed cases of bird flu in farm workers in Washington state, bringing the U.S. total to 31. So we are now seeing 31 farm workers have contracted the virus. I remember reporting a while back that we had one person contracted the virus because they were working very closely with the poultry on the farm. Now it doesn't matter if it's just the poultry, it could be the cattle, right? It's impacting more animals. Goes on to say the risk that the virus will mutate to spread easily between people is low, but experts say ongoing transmission in cows is worrisome, and I'll explain more on that in a minute. It says the arrival of flu season brings added risk, as viruses can swap genetic material if 2 infect a host at once. That's the other thing. If you have bird flu and you just have the actual flu, right, or another virus, that is where you start to see this little mutation. And if it mutates too much, too far, we have no clue how to fix it, how to cure it. But look at this. I want to show you this right here. It says Washington is the 6th state to report a human case of bird flu, which has spread rampantly in wild birds, poultry, and cattle. Assuming the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention confirms the state's positive test, they will bring the U.S. tally to at least 31. It says flu experts said the risk of a broader outbreak among humans will continue to simmer if the virus remains uncontrolled in animals. Here's what they said. This is from a Washington State veterinarian. It says, the longer the virus hangs out in the environment, the more animals it spills over into. The more it changes in ways we don't understand or predict, the more concerned we are going to be that this becomes the next global pandemic. Now, you can see down here, this is where the cases have been reported. Okay, the Washington 4 cases, California 13, Colorado 10, Texas 1, got Missouri 1, and we got Michigan 2 cases. Now, here's the problem. If we continue to see the bird flu mutate and it impacts other animals, again, it's only going to be time before it starts to impact humans more easily. This is one of the reasons why the CDC is actually keeping a close eye on this. This is one of the reasons why many experts have been watching this for several months. I remember reporting on bird flu over a year ago. And when I first reported on this, we weren't talking about it was impacting humans. Not yet. The concern was, what would it take to impact humans? Now, if you have any interaction with an animal that does have bird flu, such as you're caring to the animal, you're feeding it, right, cleaning up after it, that's all it takes. And this is the reason why many experts are concerned, is that in the past year, this virus has mutated, so now it's impacting other animals like cattle as well. And once it impacts, the poultry, obviously the cattle, but now it's getting people sick. People are contracting the bird flu virus. Where does it go from here? Now, here's what I want to read to you. Okay? Look at this right here. It says, for now, however, health officials maintain that the virus has not made key genetic changes that would allow it to spread between people. For now. That's the key. It goes on to say right here, there is no evidence of any sustained human transmission. And that is a key milestone for all of us. It's a key trigger for all of us. That's when we really start to say, oh, something that's markedly different about this virus. Again, everyone's waiting. Everyone is waiting because based off of what experts are saying, 2025 will see another global pandemic. We've heard of what some people are anticipating it's going to look like. It's potentially going to come from Brazil. That's something that we heard from many experts as well. But the big one right now is, what does the bird flu look like? How do we get through this winter, okay, this cold season? How do we get through that without having bird flu mutate? Well, I don't know exactly. All I can tell you is exactly what health experts are telling us. It is just to stay vigilant. If you are sick, stay home. Wear a mask. Don't go out and touch everybody. Sanitize your hands. Wash your hands. Right? Simple things like that. If you see that, okay, somebody else is sick around you, don't stay very close. Okay, get away from them. Simple enough. They may not have bird flu. They may not have an actual flu. They may not have COVID. They may just have a simple cold. Again, it is going around. Now, I want to read you this. It says, the virus is a growing concern for farm workers on the front lines. The 4 latest cases were among workers who had culled birds at a commercial egg farm where an outbreak of avian influenza was reported in chickens. So simply what the farm workers were doing were just killing off the birds. That was it. Says Shaw said the workers were part of a contract crew tasked with depopulating or euthanizing all chickens at the farm in Franklin County in southeastern Washington, which had more than 800,000 birds. Idle said the workers were wore fully protective equipment, suits made by Tyvek, goggles, and respirators. Goes on to say, it's hot, it's dusty, it's a lot of birds in close proximity, and we're getting a lot of viral exposure. Okay, so even people that took the protective measures, okay, wore a suit, a Tyvek suit, wore goggles and respirators, still contracted the virus. So, we're going to see what happens moving forward, but the interesting part right now is that all of this is happening and it's all coming back right before Thanksgiving. This is the peak time when people are buying chicken and turkey. So, the one thing I can promise you is I will be here every step of the way and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing and I'll see you guys on the next one.